Alright, what's up guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. This is NCIS Season 13, Episode 20. I know this is coming out really late, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yesterday and missed it Tuesday night, so Thursday review. This is going to be a fairly quick one, mainly because, one, this episode is fairly straightforward, and two, Kingdom Hearts Unchained Kai just came out on my phone. I'm going to go play it as soon as I'm done with this, so I'm gonna make this review fast. Anyway, no, but still want to keep it good review. I guess the first thing I want to talk about is something that happened before this episode. Apparently, NCIS has been renewed for seasons 14 and 15. What? I mean, I'm happy because I love the show, and every time I tune in, even if it's more of a simple one like this, it's still enjoyable. This one was a lot of fun. There wasn't really a... the case itself was kind of confusing. Like, I understood what was going on, but, like, the motives behind it, and, I don't know, it wasn't really one that you could try to follow along with and be like, oh, what's going to happen next? Trying to solve the mystery using clues. This wasn't one of those episodes. Like, you didn't really get a whole lot of clues to help you out. So, but yeah, season 14, 15, excited to see where they're going from here. So this one is called Charade. Tony ends up getting impersonated by a guy, and these phony Tonys are blackmailing senators. Come to find out that one of the girls that Tony had on a date, had back at his house, stole his identity, learned everything about him, and gave it to these actors who, took that impersonation and blackmailed these senators with the information that she was getting from a girl that was working in the senator's office. And realistically, there were two kind of mysteries. One was who are these guys that are pretending to be Tony, and then the mystery was who hired them. And then the other mystery is who killed one of the phony Tonys. And that one turned out to be the senator, I think. No, it was the girl, the partner. When she realized that this phony Tony was about to give up their whole plan, she went and killed him using the senator's car. That was something that kind of got thrown in at the last second, and I nearly forgot it, but it was just like, oh, it was the senator's car, but she's the one that did it anyway. So yeah, fairly straightforward episode. I feel like the purpose of this was two things. One, they wanted to make a funny episode, which it was funny. It was funny seeing Tony get impersonated. It was funny seeing him getting arrested for impersonating himself. There were some good jokes. The other reason is there's been a lot of talk about DiNozzo leaving at the end of the season. Michael Weatherly leaving the show. I feel like this is sort of leaning towards that. Like, he's kind of taking a look back at what his life is like right now. There's not much. It's just this job. NCIS, that's it. Going on a ton of dates with these women, dates, if you want to call them, and that's it. And so I think that this is sort of leading towards Michael Weatherly leaving the show and DiNozzo leaving NCIS. Is he's starting to realize there's not much to my life right now. I think he's gonna want more out of life, and he's gonna want to, maybe not leave NCIS forever, but maybe take a little break, take a vacation. Of course, it's funny because with this show, like with Criminal Minds, whenever somebody's leaving the show, normally they leave the team, and that's how they handle it. Not one of the team members that is left has been killed, except for Prentice, but she wasn't really killed. She faked her death. In NCIS, they've killed off characters before. Kate, first two seasons, at the end of the second season, she's dead. Ziva left the team, so it does kind of beg the question: is DeNozo leaving NCIS, or is he going to have to be forced to leave? Like, I don't know. I'm getting a little worried hearing that Michael Weatherly is supposed to be leaving the show. And on top of that, I hate, and I realize that this is kind of hypocritical because if you're watching this, I just spoiled this for you if you didn't already know. But I do hate it whenever I see stuff like that because it's kind of a spoiler, Like hearing in Criminal Minds, hearing that one of the main cast members is leaving the show is like, well, now I know what to expect. Everything going on with Morgan, I know to expect. Shamar Moore's probably leaving the show. So, yeah, as frustrating as it is that if Michael Weatherly does leave the show, I won't be surprised. It still is a good storyline to wonder what they're doing with DeNozo's character, how they're going to handle if he does leave NCIS, who they're going to bring in to replace him. We'll have a new Proby so soon after Bishop joins the team. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the new team dynamic if he does leave. But yeah, this was a fairly straightforward but fun episode, and that's what NCIS does very well. Is that even in these episodes where it's not complex, it's not a mystery, it's not really a thriller, it's just kind of fun and comedic, and I'm okay with that. I still enjoy it. I can still tune in every week and go, I'm gonna have some laughs. The one other thing that happened that I think it kind of feels like it was thrown in just a little bit, but it's still a nice story. Bishop and McGee are trying to name this new aircraft carrier that has been built, and McGee and Delilah came up with all these different names that they could use, and then at the very end, Bishop finds out she's in the top 10 finalists for the new name of the aircraft carrier, and she put in McGee's dad's name. It's just kind of a nice moment, like, I don't feel like it has any real bearing on the story, but it kind of shows that Bishop and McGee really have developed a good friendship. And that's, with everything going on with Michael Weatherly and DeNozo possibly leaving, it's nice to see that they've got a good dynamic between them and they've got, a good chemistry. Because if he does leave, that's got to be the foundation for if somebody else comes into the team. Well, you need to know that your team's going to have good chemistry and a good friendship slash bond between the team. Because honestly, in most shows like this, in a crime show where it's a team working together, generally it's family for them. Like they are family because they have to rely on each other. So it's very nice to see. Very, very good for them. And that's pretty much it. I know that sounds really weird and just like, oh, there's not a whole lot to talk about, but there really isn't. And I think that says something, though, that this episode is fairly straightforward, but it's still enjoyable. Like, it's not something that really gets you thinking. It's not something that's going to draw out and be very complex, but it's still good. So that's one of the charms of NCIS. So let me know what you think down below. What did you think of this episode? Do you agree with me or disagree? We can discuss it, and I will see you at the next review. Peace out.